they're saying about these Edomites. The scriptures say that he is a liar and the father of it. You know, because he claiming that he got some crash UFOs and it's 4 different type of species, the Greys, the Nordics, and the whatever. It's bugged out, man. But we here to tell you, and we've been telling you, this is Esau trying to control the narrative, okay? Because he knows that the so-called UFOs are the angels and the vehicles of our salvation, okay? That's how the Lord left Acts chapter 1. But that's how our Lord left, and that's how he's coming back. The beings that are in those vehicles are not reptilians, goddamn Greys, what do you say, Nordics, which look like an Edomite. And the brother can get Ezekiel 1 as well to go into the description of the angels, because there ain't no angel that got pale skin. There is no extraterrestrial being with pale skin, man. Okay, but again, this is Esau trying to control the narrative because he knows that the truth is bringing him down.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 8. But ye shall receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and he shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea, and in all Samaria, and into the uttermost parts of the earth.
Right. You know that's a big incarnation scripture, because the disciples, they never preached into the uttermost parts of the earth. When you go to the word uttermost in the Greek, it's eschatos, which means the ends, the end of the thing. So it's talking about the ends of the world, which the disciples, they're doing that now. They're preaching at the ends of the world now, okay, here in the end times, okay.
And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Right, and like we would constantly go into, even ChatGPT will tell you, because ChatGPT know all our breakdowns. When the scriptures talk about clouds, majority of the time it's talking about the chariots. Okay, Psalms 104 verse 3.
This Psalms 104 and verse 3, it said, Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Right, so talk about that the chariots going to be in the house of the thief, man. That's what you see going on here today. You got it all on CNN and all these other platforms where they showing the chariots being here. You know, chariots, all right, those clouds are a representation of those chariots.
It was just interchangeable. When you see cloud, you see chariot, what else? Whirlwind, mountain.
So you tell you that also in Revelation 1, you know what I'm saying, that the Yahweh Shah is going to come back with clouds, and every eye shall see him, man. You know.
Yep. Proverbs 6 and 16. These 16 do the Lord hate. He hath 700 abominations to him. Proud look, lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, he that soweth discord among brethren.
Yeah, right. That's what Esau doing. You know what I'm saying? He's a liar, man. You know, and that's what he does as well, sowing discord amongst the brethren. You know, he's got infiltrators in these camps. He's got agents in these camps. Okay, you cannot believe this man's media, man. Okay, he's telling you. Matter of fact, I start trying to find an article on that. The crash UFOs and shit. You know, supposedly, first of all, UFOs, you can never capture one. You can never cause one to crash. Okay, because they're pure energy, they're pure power. Okay,
They spirit.
right.
No, go ahead. And we just talked about it yesterday. That's brother remember with your avatar.
Yeah.
Because they show that on Avatar how the tail connect to that's they connect to that bird they was on. That's their chariot in a sense. That's like the spirit. The spirit is guided by the chariot is guided by the spirit. That's what they tell you in Ezekiel the first chapter. So you can never destroy it because it's running off pure spirit.
I got you. Ezekiel 1 verse 19. It says, and when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. The wheels were lifted up. Verse 20. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
There you go. The spirit, the chariot is guided by the spirit. That's why That's why the Father laws of gravity do so many different things. It's because of the Spirit of the Lord is within the angels, which is guiding the chariot. So you can never take it down, conquer it, destroy it. All this technology Esau got is low level compared to the Lord's technology he got with the angels and in the heavens.
Oh, it was a video probably about 2018, 2017, where I think it was the Iranian army was trying to shoot the chariot, man. We couldn't even touch it, man. The chariot was like zooming in and out all through the fire, man. Well, even Esau said this too. Esau said, well, the technology is 1,000 times past what we got. But it's a million times. It's nothing.
It's 1,000 years. Yeah, it's 1,000 years more advanced than what we had.
You do it through chariots.
And if I could say too, because I know brothers remember the movie Independence Day. You know when they had Will Smith shoot down the chariot and that big ass gray alien was in there and he was punching and shit. Like that's all Esau's folly, man. And that's what he wants the people to believe what those chariots are like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that bullshit, man.
I've got an article.
Proverbs 19 and so that verse 8. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. It's like the brothers is going into. A person that got common sense will be right here listen to the prophets. But if you don't, hey, you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna be pretty much deterred away and believing Esau's bullshit. So it says, he that keepeth understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished. And he that speaketh lies shall perish. So like I said, Esau is constantly bringing forth false witnesses. And it's a pretty much make yourself look good. You gotta understand, the enemy, a liar, a backstabber, he has to make all his bullshit look good to pretty much try to control the masses. But you gotta understand, the truth is that all angles now. It's being pushed constantly. So Esau has to combat that with more witchcraft and sorcery. And now more so, just like for instance, he tried to hide the fact that they were chariots. But now he has to pretty much admit that they are chariots. But now he has to put his own spin to it. So it says, one more, Salaki, verse 10, the light is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant, which Esau is, to have rule over princes. And see, Esau is trying to lie to have the domain over us. But it's not going to work because, again, what's that old saying? Ain't nobody arms long enough to box with God.
I want to put it on that. That Project Camelot, it proved that it was a so-called black man coming out on ships. Esau is declassifying a lot of the information that they have with the church. So the stuff that they knew for years, their knowledge is as they were saying, they're still sprinkling and labeling lies so they can try to control the narrative. They're losing their hegemony more and more, day by day. So they grasping on like by fucking straws. But at the end of the day, the prophecy ultimately gonna prevail. That's why Isaiah 34. None shall more hurt me. None of these things shall fail. And when it talk about the scripture in Revelation 1, man, that's a comfort to us. Seeing all these chariots in the sky, seeing them all in the news. Like every time you see a notification in your phone, it's talking about so-called UFO or UAP. Those are identified. Those are the vehicles of our salvation. And hopefully, Esau's destruction, like the brother put it earlier. This is the entrance to the house of the people. This is America.
It's real great. It's beautiful what the mother's going to because just look at the fact that Esau's not going to the book of the Egyptian book of the dead. Not going to the Quran. He doesn't have to alter with any other type of books. But he does understand he has to alter what? The Bible, the living word. The truth that's in living colors, like people would say. Because it's the truth. That's why, when other denominations, other people with philosophies, heresies, and regurgitate what they heard through the Babylonian atmosphere, we know, man, you just speaking bullshit what you really heard. So look on to what we're talking about, the characteristics. We know the character of these people, and it's better to do it. We all know these people are full of shit, man. We got the truth, guys.
What's that movie? Remember the movie that showed you that? They said that the chariots are here to save. They said the UFOs are here to save the black people. They came down. Remember at the end of the movie, all the Jake was running towards the chariots and they beat them up, but the president president got on the screen and was saying, I forgot the name of that movie, man.
Might have been a commercial.
No, it's a movie. It's a movie. I watched it. With the nigga, the Jake nigga, they was going back and forth with the president of the United States. He was telling them that the UFO came down, said we here to save only the black people. But I'm not I did a lesson on it years ago, but this recent movie. That's an older movie. It's an older movie. It's short. If I find them, put in the chat. But real quick.
If I take the point, that movie that this is guy Jordan Peele made. It's called Them or whatever it was. It was showing pictures of so-called UFOs.
Yeah.
They know what it is.
Yeah, that movie no.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, that's what it is. No,
Yeah,
it's called No. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
You know, the chariots visiting Jake, man, because Jake know that's their salvation.
Oh
Hey.
man, that one movie. Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, when you go into the Edom of media, it's linked to we know that it's linked to the word medium. When you go to the word medium, it's linked to it says damn, is it drunk? Oh, it says person who conveys spiritual messages. But the brother was talking about the medium in the media because they're using what's true and spiritual and what's actually real, and they're mixing the message that it's coming with. They're mixing it up. They're distorting the message. You know what I'm saying? So they watering it down, saying it's this, saying it's that, because like you said, it exists, so you can't hide it. You just gotta make it look like it's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like us, the prophets, they're gonna point us to be this and that, to be evil, but we really good, righteousness. So,
and the word media goes back to the Greek word media, which is a Greek goddess, goddess of illusion. You know what I'm saying? So this is what Esau is trying to do. He's trying to water down what the scriptures say, man, our hope. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
But that's what Esau uses Christianity to pretty much do a smoke screen to deliver a blow to our people and destroy the earth. I gotta put some to Psalms 101, verse 4. A forward heart shall depart from me. I would not know a wicked person. Whoso privately slander his neighbor, which Esau is. Because you gotta understand, Esau, I guess, the Christian that he is, the good old Christian he is, he has opened up his book, trying to make himself like a hero. But, what he does is he privately, under the disguise of Christianity, he puts a bother to our people to transgress. Because look at how he treats his own people, the Edomites, the lower level trailer park trash, or whatever, the MAGA believers. And then you look at how he's doing Jake. This man, and this is all due to the disguise of Christianity.
Even in Psalms, the 50th chapter, it says, what do thou have to do to declare my statutes and my judgment, seeing that you put it behind it.
That's right.
Govern the earth, man, the way that Yahweh wanted to be set up.
Just also going to the scripture, it says, let things be shown to the wicked, but he shall not keep my commandments. So here it is. Esau knows, he called himself an Amalek, the so-called Jew, the fake Jew, But look how he carries himself, man. Look how he's treating our people. Look how he's treating the earth. And it says, him will I cut off, him that hath an high look and a proud heart would not I suffer. My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, which are what? The elect. That they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way shall serve. To the point. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. And that's Esau. He's trying to make us see what the Lord is dealing with. This is his kingdom. This is heaven. But this is hell. This is turmoil. This is depression, oppression. That's why people are going to basically pretty much looking at the avenue how to crash it up. Because people are tired.
That's why you said the oppression is suppressing too. You got to even suppress who we are.
Yeah.
We turn the camera on things like that. Christianity and all the other illusions.
Nigga, that's what that like with the problem. Nigga, you the fucking problem. You the gangster. Last part, sloppy. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell in my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight.
Wow. If I may, this is Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. It said, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredom,
And Catholicism, pretty much they go to the order of Revelation 15. Revelation 17. You saw, as we all see, what the boys do, right? They make themselves look so good. They put the fake shit on, even the BBL now. But that's America. It makes themselves look like it's a wholesome boy. This is a wholesome lady. Because that's what this is what these bitches want you to believe. That they're wholesome, right? They should get married. But you clearly you're lying to me. But you're trying to make me believe that you're a woman. You're a good woman. But you're a liar. You're a bitch. You're the worst bitch. You really need to be taken out of your misery. But that's America.
She was a virgin.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Took her back to the house, pulled the pennies off, fucking lips hanging,
STDs,
16
herbs.
And niggas just goofy. And they gonna believe that. They're gonna be taken by that. That's how it is with the world. The world for a long period of time, they actually believed that this place was what it said it was. But now it took the prophets, it took the truth of Yahweh Shemana Shah to come out to show it to get to expose it. Lift up the skirt and say, look, man, this bitch ain't what she say she is.
Everything ain't that glitter ain't gold. Right?
She's been lying the whole time, bro. I know the whole facts.
Vagina facts.
Even John the Revelator, when he saw the war, he said that he marveled at it greatly, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a seducing type of spirit that America has, man. That the war is going to fall for, man.
And that's really like the main. You got to understand that. That's one of the woman's greatest powers: manipulation, seduction. And here it is. Women always say they got the golden pussy. Everyone, this stuff is just gold.
Right.
It's tight, it's wet. Right. That's dope, gold, whatever. But when you really lay with these girls that get with them, they the blackest. They ain't got nothing. But that's America. And we are the ones that's been set up to expose that, because this, as a whole, does she don't want to be accounted for. She wants no accountability. It's like a fugitive. She always wants to point her problem and her dysfunction and everything else. You see, America can't do that. Why? Because the prophets have been set forth to expose this bitch. You got nowhere to run. Like that old rock song. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Bitch, America can't hide no more. Esau can't hide anymore.
They will fear 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. So this is how the skirt is being lifted up right now through the precept. The precept is shining a light on this devil and say, yeah, this is the devil who put fluoride in fucking water, told you it's healthy, and then years later it's like, we gotta tell you something. If you will loved ones have taken X, Y, Z, this is the same devil that promotes Christianity, that covering cast that the scriptures talk about.
Now that's what you forgot. 20 years later, have you been affected by this water, by this powder? Yeah. Like, come on, man.
This soap.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I play every day with this shit, man.
Same devil who strategically go to processing plants in certain farms, taking away the farmland, producing 3D printed meat, kill Gates, man. But it says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kings of thy shame. So nakedness is equated to sin and wickedness. So this devil is being exposed. You're not your friendly neighborhood white man. You are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. And it's not just one of you, it's every single one of you.
That's why Micah 2:1 said, "Woe unto him that devises iniquity upon his bed, man. When the morning is light, he practices, man. This nigga, he just got to do something, to get at Jake. This nigga got an ulterior motive every day, trying to figure out how he can destroy our people, man. But through the grace and through the mercy of Yahweh Shai, he can't do nothing against it, man. Revelation. Yep, this Revelation 13:6, and it reads, "And he opened his mouth and blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name in his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven."
So that's what you're doing, man. You blaspheme the Heavenly Father, blaspheme his name, and he blaspheme the ones that dwell in heaven, the angels. Talking about they reptilians. Talking about they goddamn graves. You know what I'm saying? You've been pushing the great thing since the 60s. You know what I'm saying? But now you got other extraterrestrial species that you just put out your ass and you give it to the world as if these are the people that's driving these vehicles. Because you know that the ones that's really driving the vehicles is brown skinned man, 8 feet tall, you know, big muscular afros and shit. You know what I'm saying? Look like they don't take no shit, man. Those are our brothers. You know?
It's in 4 species: Braves, Nordics, insectoids, and reptiles.
Do they show pictures of them?
They got the, the famous big owl.
Yeah, when you look at the Nordic, when you look at the Nordic, the way they describe it, it's a damn white man with blonde with like hazel hair. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's literally laughable what you're doing, man. You know? Yeah, you lepers.
Yeah, it says. Then there are the Nordics, who apparently look like extremely tall Scandinavian humans with blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin.
Oh wow! So you got so tell me why? Yeah, so tell me why the Nordics ain't give you that technology and let your people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they all look like. Why the fuck y'all ain't got this same technology? Why the fuck they ain't come and say, hey, you are our brothers? I'm another so-called white man. I'm from another planet who's tall.
They are tall, but they dark skinned with brown hair, brown eyes, big frogs, big beards.
The scriptures say it's the curse of the earth.
Yeah.
The chariots is the curse of the earth. So why need a blessing into the earth if you in power? Showing you that you don't have no connection to it. You know what I'm saying? And America is the most heavily cited where chariots, chariot the water, the heaviest chariot sightings in the world on the map. North America, South America, Canada, Central. Because this place is where the government, this is the government of the Edomites Empire. You know what I'm saying? This is the place of salvation. That's why the chariots is heavily over here, man. You know, and it's a curse into this devil, man, because it's going to bring it's going to finalize his destruction with that fatality blow. You know, and it's going to take the people who we got in servitude to keep this kingdom going. It's going to take them up out of the kingdom. So it's a curse into this devil, man. It's going to bring his demise, man. Go ahead.
Y'all remember? I think he saw was going live.
Oh yeah.
That's Then he had to cut the feed because a huge chariot.
So let's believe Esau seeing things that really he just can't expose. It's just like that story that's been going around amongst that Jake that was in West Africa that they tried to cut up 1,000 pieces. And then he pretty much told him,
Simon,
I forgot his name.
Simeon.
Yep. He pretty much said, y'all are evil, but I go now, there will be more people that come back like me, the verse. Let y'all be stop it.
They cut his heart out, still live,
Chop him up
to pieces.
So remember, Esau got these stories. That's why they have to ultimately work by gradualism to pretty much paint us in a bad spotlight and with the problems trying to get rid of our people. So he can't just outright do it right now. Because he's going to look like the bad guy. Because we're not really doing it. So all we're doing is just prophesying. And that's all we're going to do to the spirit. But it's going to come to a time where he's really going to try to use his hands.
That's why he got us nuts. He's starting to push Jake into the face of terror now.
Hell yeah.
That shit just happened two times this month in May where 2 Jakes one ran in the White House at the dinner, and then another one just got killed outside of the White House. Yeah. He was like a YN, man.
Like you gotta think about it. How the hell did so-called Arabs take it? We're supposed to shoot down the Twin Towers, but goddamn, we're still known as the club on Earth. Yeah. Now here it is. When they show ICE getting Northern Kingdom. Then they show ICE getting Ishmael, Elam, Moab, Ammon, Ham, and they predominantly got businesses here. Thriving communities, man.
And they here illegally.
Yeah.
Just like Jake is here illegally. They don't go after them. The target is always the so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's it. Just like when the C-19 and the B came out, the governor of New York, Cuomo, he said we got to get into Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans first. Right.
Hey, actually, I remember like the situation yesterday. So he even said, "Oh man, racism, not allowed." But again, how you had all these saw Al Qaeda, the anthrax. I know y'all remember the anthrax. The Arabs doing this and doing that. But it's like, even though they so-called demonized, what's the other one? ISIS. Ain't that ironic? ISIS. And
Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda, and there was I think it was a different something else they had. Taliban. Oh my goodness, man! But all of a sudden,
different things. Oh, but
Jake is still the head of terrorism. How?
They got no power.
Yeah, come on. We kill each other. We murder each other.
That's why they're gonna again, like you said, gradualism. That's why they're gonna eventually leak it. They look. It's like just like that. I mean, I just did a video on this earlier. Just like you know how like you'll walk past a Edomite car and she'll lock the door. Because why? You're painted as the face of violence. Jake did. I mean, they did that to Jake. They did that over a period of time. So you're the face of terror, violence on a low level. But now you threaten the White House. Now you doing this. You talking about they had the nigga memoir talking about you want to do this. Like nigga talking about bombs. What the hell you ever heard Jake talking about bombs and all that? So now they're gonna link us eventually because now they the face of terror. That's what they trying to do. They can be TJ. You know.
We even had the supremacists. Israel that said, that's in America. Yep. It's the product of America. Right? Well, no, it's biggest threat.
I got one quick. This is Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. So that's what the brother's talking about. How Esau, that's what the word devil goes into. Diabolos means a deceiver or a false accuser. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He accuses falsely. Because here it is, nigga. How did you get this land? And we always bring that up, but you try to make it seem like old time has passed. But you literally go around and you steal whole countries. Yeah, you bomb whole hospitals, but then you try to make Jake seem like they're facing crime and terror because they might speak up on the corner store. You know what I'm saying? But there's levels of crime, and you commit the highest levels of crime. You commit genocide.
Well, and then they act like they don't have no understanding why Jake do it. I mean, goddamn it. If you deprive men to provide for their family and have a system which automatically propels Jake for trying to do anything for themselves to get better and fix themselves mentally, what the fuck do you expect to happen? Of course, a man gonna turn to a brute beast because you make them, you turn them to that.
And then you promote pimping and drug dealing and fast money.
He gave a culture that Esau pretty much gave us a death culture that promotes death and made it look cool.
Have you ever saw a rat
Devil would do.
chase his tail?
Yeah.
That's what Esau did to Jake.
We all know that's why ultimately the how about should I give the Lord that everybody has to do it because we all know things are trending. People follow. That's just common sense. People are going to follow the trends in whatever that's going on in the environment, the way of that environment. Like people say, you are what you are. You can take the ghetto out of the nigga. What is it? So if you come from a righteous area, that's going to be within you. Everybody's doing righteousness. You just got to go with the method, or else it's going to be punishment. Well, Esau gave us nothing but wickedness. And it made it look cool.
A product of your environment.
There you go.
Right. I can put them real quick. Ezekiel 29:16. And it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel, which bringeth their iniquity to remembrance. When they shall look after them, but they shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem outside. That's what they do. They bring our iniquity to remembrance. How do they do it? Like y'all was going into. Like, you know what I'm saying? The shit around Jake is nothing but sin. So even if a nigga trying to do better and get his life on track, the iniquity is before him. It's supposed to be before him.
He's showing like Slack, just like the thing now. They're showing that I don't even know. I don't even come from that era. They're showing like the drug posse, the shower posse, the drug gang that happened in Kingston, Jamaica, due to the fact that the Democrats and Republicans, basically political war. If both don't know about the Chopper Benjamin, Jamaica got real bad because during the time where a lot of political things were in Jamaica, pretty much promised Jake in the city. If you back us to democracy, we're going to give you a chance of basically to build. We're going to give y'all some basically a gift, ability to some word things, sustain, stability. But they lied and took and give Jake not a goddamn thing. But they gave him drugs.
Right.
So it's like what you were saying. Now all of a sudden in GC they had the drug lord Rayford Hammond. What's the other nigga? The nigga that was fucking with Outpost, New York. For some reason they're just this is like an outpost of drug lords. Like you saw keep pushing on the front. Like them niggas dead and gone. What the fuck you keep advocating for these niggas for? That's because all people that glorify that type of culture.
And when you jump up to the point you was making, verse 6 and 7 says, and all that happened, Ezekiel 29 and 6 it said, and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel. When they took hold of thee by hand, thou didst break, and rend all their shoulders. And when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest, and madest all their loins to be at a stand. Yeah. That's basically what you're saying. Because eventually, at some point, within all this going on, Jake had to lean upon Babylon for something. You know what I'm saying? But by doing that, it wasn't the truest support, because Styles is used for,
Limitation 492.
Exactly.
Our vein help.
So it broke. Yeah, it broke and pierced. It pierced Jake. It wounded Jake.
Hey, what's that scripture? What is it? Sin. It's like stick.
Oh yeah, it's Iraq.
Yeah. But that's Jake. And Esau set up that environment because that's like for instance, like we all know if you live in certain environments, you have to be a certain place. We all know this. But here go Esau saying, it shouldn't be like that. You should have love in your heart. It's how the fuck you going? Like, come on. You live in a certain area. You cannot be weak, generous. Yeah. Here you go, my brother. They're gonna say weakness. Yeah. So trying to paint this narrative, we understand Esau the devil. He destroyed us, set every type of evil device in our society, and then try to act like, what's wrong with them? Why do they act like that? Fuck, like, yo, come on.
That's the Tyrone the Tyrone rat experiment, the Tyrone maze experiment. Yep. If you look up the Tyrone maze experiment, that's what they did with the rats. Yep. That's how the hoods is. Yep. That's how they experimented with the rats to be able to dictate the formation of the hood.
Where you think they got that crap in the fucking hotel? But they fucking studied.
Yup. When you go to choice, he the one giving you the choice.
There you go.
So is you making your own choice or the choice that's presented in front of you?
Yep.
38 or 45. Nigga, both of them guns. You know what I mean? What the hell I'm gonna do with it?
This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, as for us, our eyes are yet veiled for our vain health, and our watching we have watched for the nation that could not save us.
Hey, just like the brother brought out, he goes to Deuteronomy 28, goes into the curses, right? But yes, the curses did say we can go to the heathen for the one of our things. But the thing about it is, Esau he didn't just come out and say, we're Edomites. I'm the devil. He didn't just outright just say what he's doing. He tried to say, this is America. God bless America, no place all. This is all love, equality, fairness, peace, for all humanity's sake. A man of happiness and happiness. Lie to you, right, with a cool faith. You get off the podium, God bless everybody. And go back to evil. We're a Christian, this Christian nation.
That's a part of witchcraft.
That's witchcraft, bro.
Like the scripture say, the sleight of men. You know what I'm saying? Cunning craftiness. How they lie away to deceive.
They'll make a peace agreement.
Man, what?
Then they're gonna bomb your
Hell
whole
yeah.
He'll
say it.
Yeah.
Why your shit get the bomb?
They got the
Hell
yeah.
When you don't see us shaking hands, bomb and shit.
Yeah.
kiss of death. A particular, I think they do it in like the carcel vacation. Kiss a particular enemy, they kiss them on the cheek, and pit and give a peace offering. They say, you know what I'm saying? Get them out of there.
Get him in the fifth rib. That was in the scripture too. I forget what account that was.
I know you talking about Joab and Abner.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I can't remember who it was.
And that precept and songs go perfect with that. This nigga is a bloody,
What was in his heart?
deceitful man. You know what I'm saying? He's bloody and deceitful at the same time.
Also, Zechariah, where it speaks about the possessors, a slave that hold himself not guilty. That's the same script. That Esau there. He finishes this is back in Lamentation 4:17. It says, "As for us, our ours have yet failed for our vain help, and our watching we have watched for the nation that cannot save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come."
That's an oxymoron. Why would they help you if they hunt your steps?
And Esau, but the thing about it, Esau comes in the aid of help, but he's really the aid of destruction.
It says to do anything you will do good.
Yeah.
And at the end, it declares
Witness, And Esau was a cunning hunter, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's trained to be able to do these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So they
set traps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, all the surveillance thinking is for safety, but meanwhile, it's just a spy on you, man.
Yep. That's why now, the new thing now is setting up cameras everywhere. It's in the name of crime.
Yep.
Motherfucker, you spy. Fuck out of here. Like, for instance, that camera they put on 64, how about now? They racked up, I think, what, 100?
I ain't even see it yet.
Oh, they racked up like what? And
They
it's out there. The article was out there. Yo, they done racked up a million. A lot of million they done racked up.
Because on the way to Richmond,
Yeah.
they building all
The
those
construction
lanes for the easy side.
And then they're trying to now a lot of counties around are trying to bring in cameras.
Yeah.
And then here go the politics, right? Spanberger, the bitch of the governor of Richmond, Virginia, right now.
Yeah.
She's trying to sign something. So we're not going to allow towns. We're going to put this on paper so the towns won't misuse the use of cameras in the environment to track people. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. But that's politics. They act like they're against something. They're trying to control something. But you're down for it. It's a thing. Same thing like Margaret Sanger before our camp. She basically said we need to do something to get rid of Negroes, right? Prior to after integration civil rights, they basically said we don't like niggas. So what we're doing, we're going to destroy niggas. After the civil rights, they started using code names: inner city, humans, urban, low income, the criminals, the poor. Motherfucker, we know what you're talking about, man.
Right, them niggas not for you.
Yeah.
Why do fruit have no seeds?
Yeah.
Like why do moles walk on? Why do all this shit exist? If they was for you, you know what I'm saying? Like if you really love for somebody said on the video earlier, they really got love for the people. Why are they doing the things that they're doing?
Other than black businesses.
Yeah, right.
I think I honestly think about it. Majority of America is rural in the country. Why is it only select cities that has like opportunity? That just shows you that this man controls society. He controls what he only allows what he wants to allow. Yeah.
So what he does is he literally allows particular things happen in these cities.
Yeah.
The gun laws, the resources. We only sell these type of resources to these particular people because they fit this class. But you don't fit this criteria. So this is what you can have.
It's like what Kevin Samuel was saying. You should talk about the dynamics of women with a high, so-called high value pickup, right? He was always named Texas. I think Texas, New York, Cali, and I think Florida. Why is that like the main hub? Because you saw one of those hubs to be popular. And the gatekeepers of what? Making money. Now here it is, you got what, 48, 50 states?
Yeah.
Why? If America was so thriving, conversation would be high. You get what I'm saying? How much Esau glamorize and promote America as the best country in the world, but the majority of Americans in poverty. It's wrong. It's poverty, especially when you go down south.
He losing the grip on everything. That's
Yeah.
what this new system is about. That's why when you go into a plane, when you look down at the landmass, you see like all this landmass, but you'll see what the city is.
Yeah,
Like
that's
little ass thing. But now he's shrinking it even smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what this technocracy and all this digital shit is about, to get more control of what he's losing control of.
Because when from the outside looking in, like Hamites, a lot of our people like Benjamites, all they show America always shows you Florida, Miami, you know the main, go there, LA, Hollywood, New York. Oh my God, I don't know how many movies have been shot in New York, Miami, Texas, and Cali. That's really the hubs of what Esau always pushed. But when you start going to other states and challenge them cities, you be like, you was over. You be like, what the hell is this? Let me get the hell out of this town, man. But I don't make it back. It's like sundown towns, man. Yeah, poverty, broken down homes, people looking all weird in the face. Look like that eat you. You go to these certain towns, niggas look like that eat you, man. Yeah, wrong turn shit, man.
5 minutes this way, man, you got potholes
Hell
bigger than your fucking car.
Broken homes.
Potholes on every corner.
Hell yeah.
Schools shut down. Gas stations closed.
Hell yeah.
Whole strips of businesses, trucks closed.
That's the spirit though, because that's why like when I'm traveling and anything like that, they say you want to save 10, 15 minutes.
No.
Fuck no. I'm staying on the
Hey, hell yeah.
I'm not
You
staying
better.
on the I'm gonna get there when the Lord want me to be there.
Hell yeah.
15 minutes of turn you in the never see nobody again.
It's just you and the
Oh,
trees.
oh, oh. I remember one day we was in the south somewhere and we had pulled over to the gas station to get some gas. The fucking Edomite bitch said we knew y'all was here 15 minutes ago. Like, what? Let's get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
it's time to go.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I ain't even here no more.
Fuck out
I'm out of here.
Proverbs 26 and 25. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. But there are 7 abominations in his heart.
See that? Don't believe this devil. You're always coming on that podium talking about how he's for the people. It's crazy because hearing this, people get mad because he knows not voting. How the first president be talking the same shit, bringing wealth and justice and peace for all, and now what? It's the what? Trump is what? The 47, 48, 47 president, and they still talking the same shit. Justice. We're gonna bring back this. We're gonna do this. We understand America. Well, he just said he don't give a damn about the Americans.
Is that losing the choices that pull and tug method that they're using between the right and the left. So when the right push forward a certain agenda, the left get in there and they revert back to what it was. It's like it's not gonna be any progression. We don't want a progression at the moment.
We understand when the first presidents were brought forth to the American people, they had slaves.
Right.
Still counted as 3 percent of a person.
There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? That's still in 2026.
Yeah.
You know?
They never changed. Actually, what happened was, after when you really look at how everything boiled down to Jake, pretty much. You also remember, if you didn't belong or own anything, you were pretty much sucked out in that policy. You didn't have nowhere to go. You didn't own anything. It was like a what? Vagrant property. So they had the will to take you, put you back in slavery. But remember, you can look it up in ChatGPT. It's put in ChatGPT. How did the slaves go from slavery to criminals? And it's going to break down a lineage, a whole line. All really what happened was the fact that Esau freed you and turned you criminal to justify putting your black ass back into slavery. That's all America has become.
13th Amendment.
13th Amendment. It's really 13 to 15, I think.
It is, yo.
Yeah.
And that's when they had the patty rollers and so on and so forth. They was grabbing Jacob to see like, okay, where you going? Where you coming from?
Yep.
Where you living you coming from? Where's your license and registration? Yep.
This like this happened in Frisco, New York. Then they come to find out it was more Edomites that had drugs and guns on them.
They created something called loitering. You know what I'm saying? After slavery was so-called eradicated or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The slaves didn't have nowhere to go. Yeah. So that's where they created loitering and they put it right back in to legal slavery.
Can you bring those two scriptures up? Because just think about it, right? And I don't know how old brothers are up here, but I would say in the 90s, even in the 90s, where I grew up in, you stayed really amongst your environment. You won't too much. Like if you from Cleveland, I'm pretty sure y'all was never thinking about going as the East Coast. I don't know. People in New York or on the East Coast will say, that's Cali. I don't know. Florida. I ain't thinking of Florida. Yeah. But basically what I'm saying is, Jacob basically forgot the things in the access ability that Jake has become to get. But Jake would jump on a plane for China right now. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I looked at the map. I used to look at the map all the time going there. I used to go to China. I can imagine. That's China. I never, Japan, Africa, Indonesia, Australia. Those places would be like, I never go there. Only time you can go there, he was in the military. And Jake would run across with Jake, he'll come back. Oh, you been in Australia? How is it? That's all you know. But my point of saying is, Jake has forgotten the fact that how the way our people are able to move, that's really like a issue. And how you say what's the word? A privilege that our people are took great advantage of, not realizing if your black ass was off that slave ship, your ass would have got killed or hung. And the fact that our people are able to gather broad at all angles and then bring that nigga shit everywhere they go, bring that out. To Esau tied. So basically, what Esau is trying to do is black fatigue. Come on, how the fuck you didn't have Iraqi fatigue? You didn't have you didn't have Asian fatigue. You didn't have ISIS fatigue.
Oh, just a couple years ago, they had made laws for the Asians. Remember that shit?
Yeah, stop Asian hate.
Stop.
Because those two Asians got jumped or hands put on them. But nigga, they did a whole campaign about Asians and changing the law. I said,
but niggas been getting hung and beat up and battered, ridiculed ever since slavery. Bring that out and see what Esau has been doing now. He's trying to narrate a picture. It's like in slavery. They always constantly promoted that Jake is the reproach. 1 and 2, 28, 37. The Bible, the reproach. You need to be ruled over the slave. Bring that out.
Sirach chapter 27, verse 2. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stone, so does sin stick close between buying and selling.
So, just like I didn't think that's but then it's all good. But the fact that Esau wants our people to basically the face of criminality, dysfunction, basically that 3/4 of a human spirit. These niggas can't get right. We have to put them in slavery. Just like what the dude that killed Julio? He said he's young.
Yeah,
He's healthy. We need to good sweat equity out of that. Ain't nobody said nothing. It wasn't no outcry. I won't know Jason. Oh, hell no. Let's go. That's right now.
That's a good idea. Just that name Black alone
Yeah.
shows you that that devil had a plot for you. That goes back to Psalm 83. We try to cut us off from being with the Lord. Man.
That's right. That's what Esau wants for our people. To put us back in slavery. That's what America is about. Make America great. What was great? When Esau had us in slavery. Yeah. And they didn't have to do nothing. Esau's lazy, man. Esau ain't built this shit. We made America great. Do what? Free labor. Even Northern Kingdom. Sweat equity, man. That's what they want. So going back to the amendments and the slavery, we got to remember Jim Crow wasn't that far. Jim Crow roughly ended in 1950, 1960. I have a great uncle that's still alive to tell me about that. It's not that far. So Jake has a great privilege to go anywhere they want. A nigga can voice call radio one of their homeboys in China. They showing that joint. That shit was heard of back in the day.
Well, that's pursuant to the prophecy in Daniel 12, verse 8. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Yep.
You know, travel has become easily accessible and widely common.
Yep.
You know,
that's why the fact that these Jakes have fell for pretty much the scheme that Esau wants you to pick that image. Now Esau has to pretty much justify. He's justifiable in doing what he really wants to do. Put your head back in slavery. But that's why ultimately we have become problems too, because we're pretty much trying to tell Jake to repent from that image, repent from the characteristics that Esau gave our people to become, so Esau can be justified in the truth. That's why pretty much that's Jacob's trouble, because Esau wants to put you niggas back into slavery.
That perpetual hatred he has for us too hasn't went anywhere.
It went too slavery went too long ago, man. And that's what Jake has forgotten. Jim Crow was not that long ago, man. Redlining, black codes, the Reconstruction era. You got it, bro. The Monroe Act, all these acts, that shit was not long ago, bro. And it's only 2026? It's not that long ago. So Jake has really lost
5 years, shit like that.
That's it, bro. We got uncles and grandfathers older than that, man. I've seen my great grandparents, man. They were in their hundreds. That wasn't that long ago. That company that's born in the 1800s, 1902, 1930, 1920, man. I got it.
This says after the end of slavery, it says many southern states created laws called black codes. These laws targeted newly freed black Americans for minor or vague offenses such as vagrancy, which means being unemployed or homeless.
They said target though. Jake used the target. What's that scene in the movie? Menace to Society. He said, "You the prey." Oh, yeah. We the fucking prey, man. You got a target on your back.
The hunt is on.
Man that was at peace, he had to see me. He saw, man, you can't trust this nigga, man. The scripture says that in Sirach, never trust thy enemies, man.
And going back to that, remember that cunning hunt, like you brought out. Now, I've never hunted. I knew people that hunt, and I know knew Edomites as a work job that hunted. And what Esau does is they study animals. They study their routines. They study how they eat. So they that's why you go to like any hunting store. They got whatever you're hunting, they got what you need to hunt. Bait. They got the bait.
yeah,
That's what you got.
I was gonna say hunters is really good at getting close to what they want.
Hell, you saw little skits. You saw laying down, his eyes open up. He's right there on the animal. The animal that came right to him. He's able to wake up, come up, and kill the animal. That's like a fishing net.
So that's how they do Israelites.
Yeah.
They get close to you because they know how to get close to you, earn your trust, earn your credence, so that they can kill you.
What was the first thing? He broke that bad image that Esau had on Jacob. Meaning, during slavery, we knew Esau was our enemy.
Right.
He knew he ain't like us. But what Esau said, what has Esau done? Gave us gifts for us, and now we don't see him as an enemy. We see him as our friend. So he broke that. So Sirach 12, he broke that. So now Esau had to set the trap up to lead Jake into him, and Jake to eat it up. Remember, I remember Popeye. The fat dude that they put the burgers down. Oh, that's Jake. Right to the trap. The trap.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent." His eyes are probably set against the poor.
That's what you want. That's the target. His eyes is specifically set against the poor. That's who he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? I forget the term where they call it policing. But it's systematic oppression. That's what it is. You know, the system is set up to oppress a certain group of people. The system in itself is not oppressive. It's only oppressive to a certain group of people. That's systematic oppression. And that's why they don't connect. When they get to talk about how they oppress, they don't connect with it because the system not oppressing them. It's setting up, it's oppressing a specific group.
That system benefits them.
Right.
You know, how the way Esau had it at one time, our oppression and our dysfunction benefited the lower level Edomites. So all Christianity and white supremacy is basically every Edomite that even have interaction with Jake, they interact with you knowing that they have lordship over you. So every time an Edomite really deal with you, it's not really sincere. They know that the fact that I'm over you, I'm above you, you look up to me. But once you bring out your history with Edomites, they reflect. I wasn't there. You start talking about oppression, what their people did to them. Let's believe. Come on, yeah, come on. He's gonna try to lie of even what his people did. You want to say something?
Yeah, we've experienced it personally where they try to justify it, or they try to like bring up the H cost, or they say like that wasn't me, that was my forefathers. We're good now, right?
What's the best one? Well, you niggas kill each other.
Yeah, they pick one.
Your people sold you.
Yeah, that's called blame shit. They don't pretty much take
As a
accountability
fugitive.
for their own actions.
That's a straight fugitive.
They pretty much put blame on everything else but themselves.
No accountability. That's
Hey, somebody can figure out the definition of a fugitive because that's what Esau is. The ability to hide, even if you had a sense of a smoke screen.
It's Adam online. We're fugitive, 1400 circa. One who flees, a runaway, a fugitive from justice, an outlaw, a fugitive person, a fugitive slave, a deserter.
Give me the characteristic of a fugitive. How will they conduct themselves?
That's like a nigga throwing a rock and turning his back. Yeah.
Change the identity. Change the identity. I'm not an Edomite. You know what?
Right.
I'm everything else. But an Edomite. Yeah.
Israelite, I'm
Yeah.
Russian, Israeli.
I'm living.
Yeah.
I'm Native American.
This nigga
Happy
even
word.
call himself a Caucasian.
I'm white.
I'm Ohio.
I'm white.
You got it?
I'm white China.
Christian.
That's what you actually are. You actually are an Edomite. And you
That's how
can't
you
change
know
that.
that nigga eat the mic. He want to be everything.
But
But he
right.
He's a fugitive.
When you gonna make the Edomite movie? You made movies about you being a citizen. You made movies about you being a goddamn gladiators.
Hey, the last samurai. Yeah.
Noah, nigga, you was Noah. Nigga, come on, when you gonna be
King
Esau?
David.
Right. You wanna see that Esau?
This is this is from ChatGPT. If you mean the characteristics, they got traits of a fugitive. Common traits often include, we got a couple bullet points: avoiding capture or authority, hiding or constantly moving, using scarcity.
The scripture said you should either keep around.
He has large seats of false identity.
See, there you go. He's everything.
Fearful.
He's able to reflect. His accountability.
This nigga the last samurai. Esau, the last samurai.
Crazy.
Y'all talking about Menace Society. Remember, don't be Menace?
Yeah.
When they went to corner school,
Yeah.
and they walked in on the crime scene. He said, "Hey, you!" Give him the gun. He said, "All right." They said, "Man, you know." He's all over. That's him.
Walked in there and took everything.
Hell yeah.
I said, hey, don't forget the chain. He didn't even buy that. It says, fearful, cautious or paranoid, resourceful and adaptable, isolated from normal life, distrustful of
They are
others.
isolated though. Yeah. That's why they live in their gated communities.
Living under.
Yeah.
Paranoia, man.
They through the windows like this.
You can't sleep at night.
Y'all see it, right? When Jake moved to a HOA, they harassing the fuck out of Jake.
Hey neighbor, how did you get over here? What did you do? That's not some shit. How you black? How your black ass doing there? And then as soon as you go, soon as they leave, they call their buddies. They call their buddies. Hey, he said he works at such and such. We gotta get him out of here. We gotta get him out of here. Look, I forgot what that. It was a black exploitation. I forgot the damn name of it. And Jake, we run a neighborhood. And Edomite said, "Your black ass isn't supposed to be over here. We're going to get you out of it." They really showed like that you hate you. But now they don't have to show that you hate you. All they gotta do, and again, they know that you look at them like a friend. So, hey, how you doing, Ava? How you doing? And you know, Jake is gonna spit it all out. Because Jake really wanna be equal with you. So Jake said, "Yeah, man. I studied with the Harvard. Yeah, I did this. Yeah. My wife, my kids." And he's supposed to.
Well, you remember, that's how when Jake first moved to Compton, it was predominantly white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then they started burning, not torturing Jake, but harassing him. It's the show.
That's a good ass storyline. Because to show you all of the systematic oppression that we're talking about and show you how the Edomites really was trying to push them out of that neighborhood before it could get tainted as they were put.
Just like EC. You had the Rothschilds and Rockefellers taking over the area. And now you go over there, it's fucking zombie land, bro.
Right. It look like it's deserted, but it's
Made an
actually
example out of it.
Right.
Mostly Jake's. It's like Esau wiped his ass with that place because it was nice as hell back in the day. That's a suburb area, man. Rockefeller was living it up over there. It's like they just, did what the fuck they want to do with that shit and left it to Jake.
Yeah, Cleveland was one of the richest cities in America at one point in time. We go into the history, I was looking at that. They would say it was one of the richest cities in America. You know?
Manufacturing.
Yes. Because there was a canal that went from Lake Erie through Akron all the way to the Ohio River, was connected to the Mississippi.
Yeah, remember those are boat routes. That's traffic. You know?
I think
Yeah, it's commerce.
that was like the second industrial revolution with steam, I think. Steamboats and you had steam locomotives.
You think about it, all your great like infrastructure in America was run by water. New York, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland. And in Cleveland right on water.
Yeah, the docks.
Yeah, they got Texas, New Orleans, Florida, Cali. Yeah.
On the border of the
It was easy to trade with Canada. You know what I'm saying? So the bigger cities was able to have the cargo ships going into the Canada.
It was easier transport to go. You also had the train rails.
Yep.
Again, man, all that's heavy commerce, man. And like I actually got on a boat that actually had the sensor on it, the big navigation on it, and I like where we live at. From where I live at to where you live at, is a river that goes straight to you.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, yo, that's fucking crazy. So that's a skill. That's money. The Appomattox.
Yeah, you got that, but that's also on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Again, Virginia was very popular too.
That's where they got the movie Pocahontas. You see it in the cartoon at the beginning of the movie, and they say how they said we're gonna show them how to till the land. John Smith.
Yeah. Willie Lynch made his speech on the James River.
Yeah, he was getting all happy, and the next thing you know, I remember they put the stake down in the red James River, and it said Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia, or something like that. So that's like that little bridge, and that's where all the wars.
Hell yeah.
Virginia is one of the first ports.
Yep.
Slaves came over.
13 colonies.
Yep. Yeah, Virginia got a lot of races. When you come there, when you go there, and I'm just brother can attest to that. When you go to Virginia, you feel that shit. It's very sophisticated.
It's like a dark cloud.
Hell yeah.
Since Proverbs 26 and 26, it says, "Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation."
I
love and smile. That's that smile. That's that friendly shit with war in his heart. You feel me? Esau literally hate the fuck out of us when people come to the smile.
They will love.
He'll bring you a gift and everything.
And what my favorite word for the movie centers in the name of love and fellowship. That's Esau.
That's hard for Jake to do. Like Jake, yeah, that's a heavy spirit that these devils got to be able to really hate your guts, but to be able to smile, like you talking about that damn near Jay with a smile in your face. Like Jay can't do that. It's hard for Jake to do.
Can't fake that
What
shit.
Esau was more subtle.
That's it. In the face of the
This is Sirach 12:16. To the enemy speaking sweetly with his lips. Come on now. But in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee in a pit. So it's precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line. He's privily set against the poor. He's lurking, constantly finding a way to oppress Jake. All these different speed traps. It's 25 to 35 or less than fucking 40 feet.
Hey, go to DC. Go to DC. Man, hey, yo. You better speed bumps, cameras, everything, and they love sending tickets to you,
Bro, I got a ticket from DC.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure years ago I got a fucking speed ticket.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
I don't need hell yet.
I don't speed.
He's like, wait, I was on that street.
40 thing everywhere.
Cameras everywhere. And another thing too, they got a lot of cops on their own bikes.
Any way they can oppress Jake. But they, going back to what we've been saying, they always come with that, hey, pal, but
Hey,
get
buddy.
you a coffee. On me, on the house.
Well, you see that on 13-year display, they had a drink with it.
Yeah.
You know, with the chain.
They woke up in straight, bro.
Yeah. Thought shit was sweet.
Yeah.
I got look, I remember eating the subway with him.
They woke up here.
There was some good
They trying to
guys.
explain to the nigga, I'm a free man, my name is such and such. No, that ain't your fucking name. I forgot what he told his name was. He said that ain't your name. He gave him a number. Yeah, he like, nigga, nah, nigga, that shit over with.
It's like a new boy, he won't get that number.
They shit these us on the middle of the night.
When he woke up,
He woke up in the morning like,
he was in DC.
He saw judge us up for philosophy.
Now we are mental slave.
What's that scripture said? He staggered but not up strong.
You fit it? Like, read it. Yeah, rest of the church.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he finds opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. That's why Habakkuk the second chapter. This devil is insatiable. His desires of hell, the grave will never be filled. Just like Esau, Edom will never be satisfied. It's not enough he fuck with the air and the water. He taxed us to death. Now he's gonna just meditate on different ways he can come up with terror. He does not get a good night rest unless he causes him to fall. These things are real, and we see it. That's how we know that these scriptures are real. And that's how we know that he really is the devil.
I had sent in the chat. I don't know if it was real or not, but the state of Ohio, you can't travel unless you got a destination.
That was fake. That was fake.
It's, you know, joyride. But that's how he really think, though. He even about to bring in carbon tax. So if you step outside, you gotta pay a tax to be outside. You see what I'm saying?
Well, shit, that was your license. So it let you travel across enemy among lines, or even in your city without a license. It's a punishment. But you said this is a free land.
Right. You gotta pay tolls and shit. Every time you pass the state line, you gotta pay a toll. Or if you want to use the highway, they'll make a highway that's kind of like a shortcut, but you gotta pay to get on it. You know, that's those toll roads, man. So you ain't free. Yeah. You gotta pay to move around. If you ain't got no money, you can't move around.
you gotta pay this.
Homeless and hungry. Look, if you homeless and hungry, bro, you can't even go fish or hunt, man.
Like I said too, he said they throw away the food and they fucking put locks on the trash can.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah, with the tolls you was talking about, bro, they I don't know if you've ever seen that, but I can't remember when the year I did it. Tolls and stuff now. You know what I'm saying?
Everything going digital.
Everything going digital. And that was like 6 years ago or something like that. You know, when they started putting them on the tolls, I used to travel on the tolls a lot. You know, get back to Cleveland and all that, Toledo, all that area. Man, I saw a transition, like, you know, how you get food, then they had the easy pass, come out, all that shit. You know?
They getting ready. Basically, hand to hand. Yeah.
Because I remember if you go to New York, they don't have the easy pass. They just send you a ticket. Yeah. And even in Richmond now, they give it all the toll booth. They got easy pass.
Yeah, it's like that.
Send me one.
Damn, it's like that kind of going to Chicago too. Y'all people last time we went to Chicago, going towards that way, Wisconsin, Chicago. A lot of the tolls, it's just straight easy passes. They sitting in the mail and shit. I remember, fuck, I got like 4 or 5 tickets in the mail. Like, hey, I got the fuck.
And then one thing too, which is wicked. You know, you got some shit going on in America. They'll send you a bill for maybe like $20. We just put it down. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's be 150 next time.
You forget about it, pay for it, you come back again, that's $150.
It's good. It's good. No. They trying to spend your life.
Hell, man.
You know? So you subject this Baruch, the third chapter, subject to payments. That's how you know we in captivity, man. You're not free, man.
Just imagine there's a TP, he says of this system, best believe when, like I said, everything's going digital. Just imagine. I don't know if you remember watching the Mission Man. I actually watched that movie. What was it? Stop cussing. He was a bad language, right? He kept me fine. Write-ups and shit. That's going to be the society. If you don't, basically pretty much, you don't abide by the law, you're going to be subjugated to your house. Or it's going to be consequences.
They got something like that in China right now.
I say that because that's why then he met with China, the president, and he had all his technocrats meet out there with him to structure this system after that system.
Because remember, I never forget, because I got family that come from Cuba. They come from a communist regime. I was a kid, I used to tell everybody, all Americans is communist. It's just an open communist. It's a liberal, it's liberal, it's an illusion of freedom, but it's really communism. And what Esau did was take, what you call it, ways of communist regimes, and then it's incorporated into this society. But what has happened is, from the illusion of do as thou will, lust, covetousness, and basically Jesus died for your sin, so you can act like be crazy yourself and act like a brute beast. You people in America have lost themselves. So now Esau is going to be justified to enact and incorporate a communist regime, talking about he's better than the people. And that's all America, this new world order is, a communism takeover, which an illusion of freedom and betterness. Because remember, Esau demonized the USSR, the Soviet Union. He demonized Cuba at one point. Demonized China. He demonized North Korea. The whole time, Esau wanted communism. And that communism really of Esau is he wants the whole world to worship him as a god. So I think that's one of the second chapter. Got it.
This is Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power.
Hey, that's crazy because the world was made for our sake. So literally, we buy our wood, like you said, and what's that? Yeah, man. How the hell do we gotta pay the devil for our shit? That's asinine to me, man.
That's because we still suffer our punishment, like you said, according to the iniquity of our fathers.
Same thing, Roman Empire, was subject to the Roman Empire. So you had to pay tribute to them. But during that time, we still had our home. Now we don't have not a damn thing. They sacked our homeland. And then now they took it. So now, we just being humiliated. We don't have nothing at all. We have to go to this man for us. But this man taking advantage.
So you got
I just quick precept. This is Ecclesiasticus 28 and verse 13. It says, "Curse the whisperer in double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace." You know, that's
You got it.
no, and that's that's ultimately what it is. Esau, he got those smooth words, like it says in Psalms 55.
This is a shadow covenant.
Yeah, exactly.
He rules in secrecy.
Yeah.
Because when you go to our history, when everything happened with our people, we had to do it public amongst all the people. Read out the law, so everybody can hear.
Esau set up something going on. He'll set something up like I believe New York Knicks. Yeah, I believe New York Knicks is going to be this year. And then and while everybody's fucking going maniac because New York Knicks win, that's when he does something. And then all of a sudden, all right, this is the new law. That comes. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Cameras everywhere now.
He don't even publish it.
Yeah, he does.
You gotta go and find it. With the new laws that he changes. He don't announce it on his fucking newscast or so on and so like this new law is going to be implemented. Yep. You know, watch out for this. It could be grandfathered in or so on and so. Yeah, no, he just does it and says
like the swords law, like how he saw the swords Babylon, issuing all these new legislation and policies. But if you don't know, that's how you get you.
See, what they do is they enact these laws, but then they'll put them on the shelf for like years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it comes out, and then you're like, where the hell did this shit come? No, they passed these bills and laws years ago, man. You know?
Yeah, and then he got the executive orders as well. The executive orders they bypass the Congress, the traditional way that a law can actually be established within the communities.
Yeah.
The executive orders they bypass all that, where it can happen immediately in effect. So that's why Trump signed all that. Yeah, that's the word, expedite everything. So a lot of these things are going to be expedited. An terrorist attack, when he going to sign an executive order to combat that, because it has to be something that has to happen right away. We don't have time for it to go to the Congress and have to decide this and that. You know, that's why they kind of was like an executive order with the what they put in place when the Twin Towers happened, the Patriot Act. You know.
Yeah, prior to that, you didn't have to have an ID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I ain't never had no ID. But after that shit, you ID. Yeah. Cash your check with no ID.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even extra.
But it lets you know that they can make all these particular laws, expedite and do all that for their people or for their nation and so on and so forth. But what are they doing for the Israelites?
It's Isaiah 10 and 1. It say, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
And this nigga can change your whole life with the stroke of a pen. Literally. That's crazy. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked.
Yeah, they said the pen is more powerful than the sword.
It's like Zion said, they can do. That show you that they had the power to change things like that. But what are they doing for the Israelites? Well, everything that they're writing into the legislation is to oppress the Israelites. That's what the scripture just said. Read one more time.
Isaiah 10 and 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees,
Decrees of the law, unrighteous laws.
and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away
them so that you don't get true justice. You know, the different laws that they passed. And then, like I said, and here it shows the hypocrisy because this man got cameras set up everywhere, like we pointed to earlier. But when they pass a law, where the cameras at? When they pass these laws, when the Congress is convening, it's in the middle of the night. And we got one speaker talking for 6 hours straight. Then they pass the law at 2:30 in the morning. Like, what the fuck? Why everybody is sleeping?
Hey, bro, I went to jail for 2 years for about 5 or 6 grams. But JP Morgan, hit not with a whole boatload full of shit, and that shit gets
Not a boatload, an oil tanker load.
oil tanker load, and the shit gets swept under the rug.
they got in trouble like all men.
It's like go to the whole John Hopkins hospital in Baltimore. I'm not mistaken. The reason why all those Jason Baltimore was fucked up because they put the drugs in there. Everybody get like they put you raw for just like same thing with Cali. Freeway with the raw, the real ones. They said it like, yo, I was the government wanted this shit on me.
So in the movie Snow, the series Snowfall,
She got
something Franklin Saint, character Franklin Saint in California, he was working with the CIA, they was giving him the club to bring it into the, and that's widely known fact. That's a widely known fact, but again, you just sweep that under the rug. That don't mean shit. You know,
niggas are the problem.
Yeah, right. The person bringing the
That shit
shit
is
in.
crazy. That shit is crazy. It's like that never happened. Like, you know, we the face of drugs. We're the face of domestic violence. You know, we're the face of the prisons. We're the face of everything.
Crazy part about it, how the drugs get here. How the drugs get here. Through the fucking government. Who made the guns?
So, those things came here at a time where a nigga couldn't even be a pilot. A nigga couldn't even be a fucking shit master and that shit. Nigga, come on now. Like, how we bring it in our neighborhoods, we couldn't even hold the type of position.
Well, blacks never spoke Spanish.
Right.
Niggas didn't want to swim. How you gonna fly a plane?
Scared of the war.
Hell yeah. A lot of Jake don't know how to swim.
See, you was getting away with this shit until the Spirit of the Lord came upon our elders and apostles, man. You know, like you was literally getting away with it until the Spirit of the Lord came upon the men of the Lord, and now we playing it for
He said, we're good now. Man, we came to see. But you had little sprinkling moments of, like, you had what that Bill Muhammad. You had Professor Griffin. You had you had a somewhat, you had the 5%. You had Muslim, Malcolm X. You had little sprinklements. You had the Rastafari. You had little things. The white things, the devil, Babylon. You had a little sprinklements, but Esau was still able to say, yo, people still sold you. They didn't do anything. We're white. They could still hide. We came on the scene, we broke all the way down. And we told you, you were Edomite. So it's like, people that, he's in the corner now.
That's that light.
Yeah.
We came, they could throw rocks and hide their heads.
Yeah.
When we came, we say they about to throw rocks and they about to hide their heads.
Exactly. That's why the word is so beautiful, because he all of it was in darkness. With the light shot, we shining that light on his ass and exposed him. You see what I'm saying?
We got it on camera.
We got it on camera. We a witness to crimes and all that.
Yeah, Esau is like this. Everybody looking on at one moment. And Esau says, hey, look, everybody, look. He's right there. And you look back around, he's gone. I think Esau can run. He's good at running.
Usually.
Now we've been on him, man. Look, hey, look, man, cut that bullshit. You know what you are, nigga. It's like I always say, Scooby Doo. When they catch him at the end, they got him in a chain. What do they say? Got away with it too. Remember that little kid? Still proud as hell. That's Esau.
And with that goes into Sirach 12:2. It says he wiped his face as it was the looking glass. We see through.
And you won't even be able to see it though, because I know, like, from experience, like when you wiping off that glass over the picture, you can't really tell it unless you actually deeply look into it. Because it look like it's clean, and when you get up close, you're like, oh, man, this shit got fucking rust, it got all specks and all types of stuff. You just gotta look close. We see everything closer to what it's never truly is.
Never change his mind.
This goes from the highest Edomite all the way to the lowest. The Edomites at the job, the Edomites that's your neighbor, even the newborn. And all devils. You gotta look at them as devils. Just because he's a baby don't mean he's not gonna go to be a devil. He's a devil.
And little devil turned to big devil.
It's got that devil looking in his eye. Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. It says, therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And that's what we, you know what I'm saying, brothers, going into. We read Second Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, that tells you that in that the wicked shall be revealed, and the Lord consumed by the spirit of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, you know, through the superior power of Yahweh Shai, we're able to uncover this devil, man. You know what I'm saying? And make it known the spirit of evil in the earth, man. You know?
It's like the Esau style thing.
Yeah.
You even have, like, also the other story talks about Esau, his own tongue shall fall upon himself. You got a lot of Edomites now that feeling somewhat convicted because they can't run no more. So what are they doing? They're trying to they're exposing what they have encountered, what they've been through, what they have witnessed amongst their own people, and they talk.
Esau's being exposed.
Then you got the whole E files, and you know they kind of like switch to divert their attention to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Sweep that under the rug. They got a whole fucking island over there where they sacrifice the children of Baphomet, doing all type of satanic rituals, and this has been known, but now it's being revealed. Like I said, these are things that the apostles even spoke on going back decades, and people call them crazy conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the Illuminati, they call you conspiracy theories. Now these things are being revealed that they are true, and people just sweep it under the rug. Like, oh, hey, it's still the white man. It's still the good old white man. You know? He's still the governor, he's still the president. We still gotta trust him. We still gotta vote for him. Like, you niggas is walking dead. And that's why the scriptures, Ezekiel 37 chapter, speaks about the God that y'all wrote, because that's exactly how our people act, man. You dead from the neck up, man. All this evidence is coming out, all this exposure is coming out, and you act like nothing fucking happened, man.
Proverbs 21 and 16, you get a wonder by the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Like the brother said.
You know, that's Esau. He won't be wasted to begin. He was king. Y'all have a rebellious.
This is Isaiah 47, I'm sorry, verse 1, but the point is verse 2. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. It says, take the millstones and grind
Yes,
mill.
we're not calling you tender, we're not calling you delicate, we're not praising you for what you do, for the deceitful things that you do. Really, you do nothing to be praised about. But then you do this with your right hand, and then the left hand is over here doing something way worse, abominable shit.
Jedi mind trick.
Right.
And it's said to hide me from the deceitful man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you got it. Yeah. This
You had said some earlier something popped on my shit where it goes about UFOs.
I'm gonna finish this verse real quick. Isaiah 47 and 2, it says, take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. So now that, you know, that's just a dark saying for Esau being exposed. You make bare the leg, you know what I'm saying? You pulling something up. And now Esau, that veil is being pulled up. And then Esau had, put over the entire world, you know?
That orange Italian.
Got it.
We all know two whores try to hide who they really are. With masks.
It's like when women when they wear those revealing shit, and they see titty popped out. Now they all exposed.
Push up bro.
Yeah.
When you take them off, what's your name?
It's like
Lower belly.
Yeah,
Y'all know about the girdle. She sucked that shit in.
Now you got the high waist leggings.
Yeah, tuck the belly.
She's able to tighten that shit up and put them pants over. Like, goddamn, girl.
This is splatter of paint hole, bucket of makeup on her face. You know what I'm saying? Put a hair hat on. You like, damn, who's that?
And then she take her get to the bedroom. All that shit come off and you like.
She stayed there on the mattress.
Yeah.
What you met her at, that's on the mattress. But she's so much
that woman, and then she'll ask you, get you something. And then she'll ask you, like, sir, what's wrong with you? What you mean, what's wrong? Your shit like this, and it ain't gonna get up.
Then you go Instagram talking about where are the real men at? Everything about you is fake.
Everything.
That's America. That's Esau. He's trying to paint himself as the hero. What is it? Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, everything.
All the Avengers.
Forget about it. Who else?
So in 10 years, he's gonna be Black Justice.
Come on, man. Black Adam.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. Right. You know, if you let him, man. You know,
And then Al Green.
He can't be
Buju Bank.
gonna be Esau though. Like I really want to see the Esau, the whoop.
November 26th. You should see that the kick.
Yeah,
That's what you gonna see that the kick.
Esau can't paint himself like that. Because remember in Black Adam at the end, they had Superman facing Superman. That was gonna be fire. They came out with a Black Adam versus Superman. They couldn't do that. Everybody was like, oh, boy, shit. When we went to the movie to see the newest Batman that came out, man, niggas was tripping. The Edomites was tripping about how all the Jake characters, all the characters was Jake. Except for Batman. They was like, how the fuck can this fucking be? They was tripping about that. Everybody was black in there besides Batman. So it's like you can't. Esau will never paint himself in the light. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, but then you get mad at us for coming out with the truth. What the Lord really look like, what the Israelites really look like, because you know and you understand that representation matters.
Exactly.
So for you to misrepresent, you getting all in your feelings about these comic characters being misrepresented from the originals. How the fuck you think we feel about the scriptures and the people of the scriptures?
You change your whole message, man. You change the color, you change the whole message because the message is for so-called black people.
Right.
So-called.
Right.
But you got a white man, so-called white man, at the face of, you feel me, our family.
That's why he had to put it in there. That's why the Lord had to put the color of the Lord in the Bible and stuff like that. Because they say color don't matter. Well, actually, it does matter. Because he, if it did, he wouldn't have been in there, and he wouldn't have showed you him looking like that. All that matters to some degree to what perspective you coming with. The truth is the truth.
That's what he was calling me as the scriptures.
The first verse. That cuts all of that. Because ain't no, actually 20 and 1. But everybody, ain't nobody said anything when that scripture, when that poetry was great. Who called me? Exodus 20 verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Graven image. Can somebody bring up with a graven image? That cuts out all that cuts all of that, man. The Lord even said it, don't make no image of it. You know? But who made an image? The so-called white man. Come on. Jesus. And ain't nobody say that. Ain't nobody bring. Hold on, this white man. Right. He said, remember with Malcolm X movie?
Yeah.
He said, what is it?
It's a spirit. It's your board's name, man.
Yeah,
Right there, man. Great.
Not my Jesus. Not Jesus. Not my Jesus.
No, you allowed to.
Jesus and grilled cheese.
In the movie Malcolm X, he said, what did he say? He said, excuse me, he said, dumb has spoken. So, what Malcolm X said, but then he questioned the so-called white man. How do you know that the so-called white man, Jesus, he's a so-called white man? He said, son.
Did he quote the scripture?
Yeah,
right. He's like, that is not. Pointed at the image. He's like, that is not what this is reading right here.
And then he tried to count for that. You got it, bro.
This is just a definition of the graven image off of Google. It says a graven image is a carved idol, a physical object such as a statue or relief made from wood, stone, or metal, worshipped as a representation of a deity or god.
Okay, well, we read that again. Because ain't nobody said, no, hold on, Mr. White Man. I got Exodus 20, what's that, 3? Verse 4. Exodus 20 and 4 says, you're not to make a great belief. Ain't nobody said that, bro. Nobody said that. Right? It says, Exodus 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters, or that is in the water under the earth. What they say? Hey, I'll tell them why you mad. Well, that's why. Because you lied. You devils lied, man. It's like the brother part you brought out. Yo, Esau mad when they changed comics, man. That's just a damn movie. This shit not even real. They got mad when the ones like to play Cinderella. Yeah. That's what Brandy. That's what I was trying to think about. That was bad as something.
Mermaid too.
Yeah. It was hot. So how the fuck you gonna have some crackers, some hippie? Our Lord, man. Knowing the scripture saying he was a dark brown man with white woolly hair. Yeah. And the Israelite says, was that Jeremiah 14:2? Judah is black. to the ground. You know, different shades of brown. You know, it says
Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. For a father afflicted.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was thinking about that. That's why I think of bullshit.
Yup. A father afflicted with untimely mourning.
That image was Cedric Bourdieu. He died in his 30s. And Raj Peter Bourdieu with Leonardo da Vinci. And it was a great debate who can make the best image of Cedric Bourdieu.
Yup. It says, Wisdom Solomon 14:15, for a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honor him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
that's right, and that's why we can disrespect that image as much as we want. Because that man that you see in that image is not sitting at the right hand of the Father. That nigga, his bones is damn near disintegrated by this time. You know what I'm saying? That nigga is not, he's a dead man. You know? And he's gonna come back in the regeneration and he's gonna be a slave in the kingdom of heaven.
That's why man, when I was in Philly, I never forget when I was in Philly. He's an actual Edomite that plays Jesus walking around, same little gown on. So we was at camp. He came up and said, "Hey, I'm Jesus." Yeah, you are.
You got a legion. You got a legion on his ass to do that every day of your life.
Especially Philly. I never forget that shit. He had the golden gate, on the ground.
With the sandals, yeah.
Hell yeah. But that image, the nigga looked just like him. He was like, "Hey, y'all, I'm Jesus."
And the letter J didn't exist. The letter J was invented in 1524 by Gian Giorgio Trusino, the father of the letter J. So his name was Jesus. He ain't look like a white man. He ain't have leopard skin. You know, no melanin. You know, he wasn't soft. He didn't talk like Joel Osteen. Okay, and he ain't died for every nation. You know, he died for the children of Israel.
And that's why they had to take the true prophets of the Lord to really magnify the name and the truth, because you clearly see nobody else make the difference. Right. And the way the difference in opinion.
One more. Yep. I'm gonna just read one more, but you keep going. But this is bringing the point home what I was saying. Wisdom Solomon 14 and 16. It says, thus in process of time and ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
That's right.
There you go.
Who was that king? Fernando? Is it Fernando? The king that sent the conquistadors from over here. Queen Isabella. King Ferdinand. Yeah, you had to worship. You had to worship that image, man. You know, or you was gonna get put to death. You had to submit to the will of Christianity and Catholicism, man.
But that's why they had to get rid of Jake that was ruling in England. I'm not Slack. Europe, the Black Ages. They had to get rid of that. That's why they don't want you to know about even that history. Dark Ages, so-called Dark Ages.
Start 7:17. Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present.
And counterfeit.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that kind of looks similar. You know what I'm saying? But it's fake as hell, man.
We go to the book deposition of the images. They came with that. They came with that image. Christopher Columbus came with that image. Sunday Bourdieu. And what did they say before they burnt the king of the snake? Convert to Christianity. And it was Bartolome de la Casa. He pretty much said Christians were barbaric, truly demonic, evil. He said it couldn't be no evil in a Christian. You know?
It was an article that they had where that they Esau knew the solar eclipse, so they said that they timed it where the solar eclipse would happen, and they said that if some a miracle happens in the sky, that they would that their God was basically the God of all gods. You know what I'm saying? But Esau knew all about you know what I'm saying, the eclipses and things like that, man. So he was using subtlety already, you know.
Esau's God and his Jesus a damn murderer, man. You know, that be said, man. You know? Yep.
Where's the F for? Where's the F for? It's St. John chapter 7, verse 38. It says, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water."
What about the scriptures?
I was saying about the add that the scriptures is Yahushua, is the word. So if you believing on him, you believing on that word.
You gotta believe, as the scripture have said, man. You can't go by what your pastor say, what the world say. You know what I'm saying? The status quo, the rudiments of the world. You know, this is what tradition says, but tradition don't match up with the scripture, man. And that's the thing. The Lord is looking for the ones that's gonna stand for truth, man. Not to go and follow the multitude to do evil and go with what everybody else has been saying for hundreds of years. If it don't line up with the scriptures, you can't go by it.
Their favorite thing is to say what? Taking that out of context. The favorite thing the Edomites and Jake like to say, bro. Like they don't never just believe on what the scripture actually says. It's right there in your face.
They don't know it's precept upon precept, line upon line, through thy precepts.
Do I get understanding?
Now, you still gotta go do it's like a great Dr. B scientific experiment to see this. He's some dumb.
Man.
I'm not saying. Psalm 94, verse 14. It says, "For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all upright in heart shall follow it. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" Well, that's essentially what the elect is going to do, man. The elect is going to stand up and fight, you know, with Yahushua, man. You know, especially when he comes back.
Guys, we're going to go with that John 7:38. This is 1 John 5:10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not, make the Most High a liar, because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son.
This is the record. It's recorded. So as you can notice, is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. And whatsoever things are written aforetime are written for our learning. Right? This is to give you hope, you know, because you're going to suffer. But the hope is that the prophecies that Yahweh Shah is going to save our people, man. You know, as he continues to destroy America, he's going to ultimately destroy it by thermonuclear missiles, man. So Lord, this is edifying. We're going to turn to the east, give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakurash.
the honor to our apostles, our earthly great millstone.
Shalom. Shalom.
Wow.